Have you ever felt stuck when making a decision? Maybe you overthink, doubt yourself, or fear making the wrong choice. Whether it's deciding on a career move, handling a crisis, or even making small daily choices, decision-making can feel overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a system that can help you think faster, act smarter, and make better choices in any situation? This is where the OODA Loop System comes in. Originally developed for fighter pilots, this strategy is now used by business leaders, military commanders, athletes, and even everyday people like you and me. It's a powerful decision-making tool that can help you stay ahead of challenges, react quickly, and avoid getting stuck in hesitation. In this video, we'll break down the 4 simple steps of the OODA Loop and show you how to use it in real-life situations. What is the OODA Loop? The OODA Loop is a strategic decision-making process that stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. It was developed by Colonel John Boyd, a US Air Force pilot and military strategist in the 1950s. He discovered that in fast-paced aerial battles, the pilot who could assess a situation and act quicker than their opponent always had the upper hand. This idea of rapid, adaptive decision-making became the foundation of the OODA Loop, a system designed to help individuals and organizations respond swiftly and effectively in high-pressure situations. However, the OODA Loop isn't just limited to combat or military strategy. It has found applications in business, sports, emergency response, and even personal decision-making. Companies use it to stay ahead of market changes and competitors. Athletes use it to anticipate their opponents' moves. And everyday individuals apply it to navigate challenges, solve problems, and make smart choices in life. The core idea is simple. Those who can process information and act before their opponents or external conditions change will always stay ahead. One of the biggest advantages of the OODA Loop is that it prevents indecision and overthinking. Many people get stuck analyzing situations for too long, leading to missed opportunities or poor outcomes. The OODA Loop helps break this cycle by encouraging quick yet informed action. Instead of getting overwhelmed by endless possibilities, this system trains you to gather key information, interpret it correctly, and take action efficiently. Think of the OODA Loop as a mental agility tool that helps you stay sharp, adaptable, and in control. Whether you're making a business decision, responding to an unexpected problem, or even dealing with everyday situations, this system ensures you don't fall behind or freeze in uncertainty. Now, let's explore each of its 4 key steps in detail. Step 1. Observe. The first step is observation, taking in information from your surroundings. Imagine you're a pilot in battle. You need to quickly assess the enemy's position, speed, and movement. In everyday life, observation means paying attention to what's happening around you, whether in your job, relationships, or personal goals. Good observation means noticing patterns and collecting data without jumping to conclusions. A business leader might observe market trends, customer behavior, and competitors' strategies. An athlete might watch their opponents' moves and weaknesses. In personal life, observation can mean being aware of your emotions, the people around you, and possible opportunities. But here's the challenge. Most people don't observe properly. We are often distracted, biased, or focused on the wrong details. To improve, stay fully present, ask questions, and look at the situation from different angles. For example, if you're trying to solve a problem at work, don't just look at the obvious issues. Dig deeper and consider hidden factors. Once you have enough information, you move to the next step. Step 2. Orient. Orientation is the most crucial step because this is where you make sense of the information. Observation gives you raw data, but orientation helps you understand what it means and how it affects your decision. Your background, experiences, and mindset affect how you interpret information. 2 people can look at the same situation and see it completely differently based on their personal beliefs, past experiences, and biases. This is why orientation is so important. It's where you train your mind to analyze information accurately and remove blind spots. For example, let's say you're in business and you notice a competitor is gaining more customers. Do you panic? First, you need to understand why. Maybe they've improved their marketing, lowered prices, or introduced a new product. If you jump to conclusions without orienting yourself properly, you might make the wrong move. To improve orientation, always question your assumptions. Look at problems from multiple perspectives and consider different scenarios. Once you have a clear understanding of the situation, you're ready for the next step. Step 3. Decide. Now that you've observed the situation and oriented yourself by understanding the available options, it's time to make a decision. This step is where you commit to a specific course of action based on the information you've gathered. The key here is to be decisive yet adaptable. You need to act before the situation changes, but without making reckless choices. The best decisions come from clarity, confidence, and a willingness to adjust if needed. One of the biggest challenges in this step is avoiding analysis paralysis. Many people overthink their choices, fearing that one wrong move will lead to failure. However, no decision is ever perfect, and waiting too long can be more damaging than taking a slightly flawed action. Instead of getting stuck in endless analysis, focus on the most critical factors, weigh the risks, and trust your judgment. The OODA loop is designed to be a continuous process, meaning you can refine your approach after you act. For example, imagine you're launching a business but hesitate because you don't have everything figured out. You might be waiting for the perfect time, the perfect product, or the perfect market conditions. But waiting too long can mean missed opportunities. Instead, make the best possible decision with the information you have, take action, and adjust along the way. Successful entrepreneurs don't wait for the stars to align. They make informed choices and adapt as they go. Once you've made your decision, the next step is taking action. After all, a decision without action is meaningless. In the final step of the OODA loop, you'll put your choice into motion, monitor the results, and be ready to re-enter the loop if necessary. Let's move on to the most crucial part, action. Step 4. Act. This is the moment where everything comes together. Making a decision is important, but it means nothing unless you follow through with action. In this step, you put your plan into motion and see how it works in the real world. Action is what turns ideas into results. No matter how well you observe, orient, or decide, progress only happens when you take action. But taking action doesn't mean being rigid. Flexibility is key. Sometimes things won't go exactly as planned, and that's okay. The OODA loop is not a one-time process. It's a continuous cycle. If your action doesn't work, you don't freeze. Instead, you go back to observe, orient, and decide again. This ability to adjust and refine your approach keeps you ahead of challenges and helps you improve over time. For example, imagine you introduce a new strategy in your business, but it doesn't bring the expected results. Instead of abandoning it completely, you analyze what went wrong, make the necessary adjustments, and try again. Great leaders, top athletes, and successful entrepreneurs all share this mindset. They don't fear failure. They learn, adapt, and keep improving. The more you practice taking action, the more confident you become in your decision-making skills. Over time, the OODA loop becomes second nature, allowing you to handle challenges with ease and clarity. And this is exactly why this system works in any situation, because it keeps you moving forward, no matter what obstacles come your way. Why the OODA loop works in any situation. The OODA loop isn't just a theory. It's a practical tool that works in real-life situations. It's used in sports, business, the military, and personal life because it helps people stay ahead of problems and act faster than the competition. This system works because it's adaptive. It doesn't rely on one single decision. It's a continuous loop that keeps adjusting to reality. Whether you're handling a crisis, making career choices, or improving your skills, the OODA loop helps you stay sharp and decisive. By using this system, you'll notice that decision-making becomes easier and faster. You won't get stuck in fear or hesitation because you have a clear process to follow. And as you refine your ability to observe, orient, decide, and act, you'll find yourself achieving success in all areas of life. So, the next time you find yourself struggling with a decision, remember the OODA loop. Observe your situation, orient yourself to understand it, make a decision, and take action. The more you use this system, the faster and sharper your decision-making will become. Now tell me, where in your life do you struggle with making decisions? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on mastering decision-making and success.